Imagine winning the league title twice. You're the biggest club in Italy. You're Champions League royalty. Everything looks perfect. Then one phone call changes everything. Welcome to Calciopoli, the scandal that brought Italian football to its knees, destroyed the reputation of one of Europe's greatest clubs, and sent shockwaves through the entire football world. This is the story of how Juventus cheated their way to the top and paid the ultimate price. Before we dive in, this scandal involved secret phone calls, corrupt referees, organized crime, and some of the biggest names in world football. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell. We cover the stories football doesn't want you to know. Now, let's go back to 2006.
To understand Calciopoli, you need to understand Italian football in the early 2000s. Serie A was the most powerful league in the world. Juventus were the kings of Italy, backed by the powerful Agnelli family, owners of the Fiat Empire. They had money, power, and influence that most clubs could only dream of. But behind the scenes, something deeply corrupt was happening. Luciano Moggi, the Juventus general director, had built a network of contacts that stretched all the way to the top of Italian football's refereeing appointments board. The plan was simple but ruthless. Control which referees get assigned to your matches, and you control the results. In May 2006, Italian prosecutors investigating organized crime made a shocking discovery. They had been tapping phones as part of a completely unrelated investigation when they stumbled across thousands of recorded phone calls between Moggi and Italian refereeing officials. The calls were damning. Moggi was heard directly influencing which referees would be appointed to Juventus games. Not just asking, demanding, giving lists of preferred referees, calling in favors. The Italian Football Federation launched an immediate investigation. What they found was even bigger. It wasn't just Juventus. AC Milan, Fiorentina, Lazio, and even the Italian Referees Association itself were all implicated. Italian football had been rotten to the core. The punishment was historic and brutal. Juventus, the most guilty party, were stripped of their 2005 and 2006 Serie A titles. Not fined, not points deducted, stripped. Their trophies, gone. Then came the truly shocking punishment. Juventus were relegated to Serie B, Italy's most decorated club, dropped to the second division of Italian football. It was the equivalent of Manchester United being sent down to the championship. Luciano Moggi was banned from football for life. Several referees were suspended. AC Milan received a 30-point deduction, later reduced, but were allowed to stay in Serie A. Many felt the punishments were not equal. Juventus bore the full weight of the scandal, while others got off relatively lightly. The fallout was catastrophic for Juventus. Their biggest stars, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Patrick Vieira, Fabio Cannavaro, all left the club. They were now playing in Serie B against teams nobody had ever heard of. The fans were heartbroken. Rival fans were celebrating. But here's the remarkable part. The loyal Juventus fans stayed. Average attendances in Serie B were still over 20,000. The club bounced back immediately, winning Serie B and returning to the top flight after just one season. But the scars remained. The titles were never restored. The legacy was permanently tainted. And the question that still divides Italian football to this day, were other clubs just as guilty, but never properly punished? To this day, Juventus fans argue they were made the scapegoat. Phone calls from other clubs were equally suspicious, they say. The investigation was led by people with their own agendas. And there's a point to be made. Inter Milan, who inherited one of the stripped titles, had their own official implicated in the scandal, yet faced almost no punishment at all. Was justice truly served? Or was Juventus simply the biggest target? Football has never fully answered that question. What we know for certain is this. Calciopoli exposed how corruption can reach the very highest levels of the game, and that no club, no matter how powerful, is above the law.
So that was Calciopoli, arguably the biggest scandal in football history.
Do you think Juventus were treated fairly? Or were they made the scapegoat while others got away? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We have more incredible football stories coming your way. See you in the next one.